This is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And first, let me say that I hope that you've enjoyed my recent videos from Lustration in Connecticut and from the Spring Mysteries Festival in Washington State. I had a great time at both events, and I hope that you've enjoyed the video from them. Very soon I will have video from the Florida Renaissance Fair, which actually happened here in Florida back in February and March, but which I'm only just getting up now. But I think that you will enjoy it when it comes, and it will come soon. In the meantime, we're going to do some vlog questions. And you know, I've been doing this vlog for several years now, and for some years it was an everyday thing. This last couple of years it's been a little spottier, but I'm still doing it, and I try to do it as often as I can. Tonight we have a question from the Archpriestess Harwe Tulieva from the Templo de Brigit in Spain. And the Archpriestess tells us that she has recently been conducting a third-degree class, and certain questions came up that she would like me to address. And, of course, third-degree studies deal with existential issues, particularly regarding the nature of the universe, the nature of incarnation and manifestation. And the first part of the question from Archpriestess Harwe is, why is it that certain events are simply unavoidable? That we cannot get around them? The second part of the question is, when we talk about people who are not studying magic, who are not magical as such, can they not also connect with their higher selves in order to affect the way their life manifests? And so to answer the first part of this, certain experiences are unavoidable because the soul requires them. The lessons that are in that experience the soul must have for its own purposes, and so you may not be able to get around the experience because your own soul is driving you into it. Your conscious mind may resist it for all it's worth, but your higher self is demanding it. Now, sometimes you can get around that particular physical experience by getting the lesson in some other way. And the closer your relationship with your soul, the stronger your self-reference, and the more willing you are to actually learn the lesson, the more likely you can find a gentler way of experiencing it. But you will still need to experience it if the soul requires it. It will have to come one way or another. And if you're not willing to do it some other way, you will get it in that first way the soul has chosen. And sometimes there's just no getting around the particular experience. But in my life, I've noticed that very often when I look back later, I see that many good things came from what seemed like negative experiences at the time. And I've talked about this in other vlogs. In this particular vlog, I'm going to go on to the second question about people who aren't studying magic, and why can't they align with their higher self in the same way that those of us who are studying magic can? And the answer is, well, of course they can. And what I would say is that magic is a process that everyone is doing every moment they're alive. When we study magic, we're only learning how to do consciously what we normally do unconsciously. So non-magical people are working with their soul to create their lives, to bring the lessons they need and the experiences they desire. They're just not aware of it, and because they're not aware of it, they have a lot of crossed wires to deal with. They generally are not doing any kind of shadow work to uncross those wires. And so it often does not seem to make sense to their conscious mind why they're getting certain kinds of experiences that a magical person would do shadow work to gain understanding for. And having gained understanding would then change the character of into more seemingly positive experiences. I say seemingly positive because I think in the end it's all positive because it's all for our soul's growth. But that doesn't mean the conscious mind likes the way it manifests. And we certainly can bring our conscious minds to bear, in most cases, to manifest it in different ways. But we have to be willing to go with the lesson that's in the experience and learn it in one way or another. And when the soul requires that lesson, you cannot in the end get away from it, and it will repeat as many times as it needs to in your life until you ultimately learn it. So those would be my answers to the Archpriestess questions. And I hope you find them interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witch School's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witch School's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.